But then my father died in a car crash the year after. So that's when the wheels came off big time, you know.
On this week's All Walk podcast, we are delighted to be joined by the enigma Mikey Smyth.
And what have I done? I've just bought a house. My wife's going to kill me.
A musician who tells an incredible story about finding his passion, working through COVID, and delivering entertainment to thousands.
So BBC were the first to interview me on TV. It all took off from there.
So without any further ado, here's Mikey Smyth.
The All Walks podcast is now in your ear.
Go live! Well, here we are in the beautiful Vico Room, and I'm absolutely delighted to have Mikey Smyth with me. Mikey Smyth, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. I'm a bit tired from last night playing tip rugby, pulled a few muscles, but I didn't cycle, I drove, so we're here in one piece.
Okay, good. Did you smash into anybody last night?
Tip rugby. Tried at the end, but that's a hence the pulled muscles. Yeah, I got a bit frustrated. Haven't ran in 13 years. Got here in the end nearly, doing what I love, playing the guitar.
You brought so much happiness to people during COVID, and that's the main reason why I wanted to bring you in here, was to talk about that project that you created. And you touched so many families and gave them, you know, good moments during what was a really difficult time. And it was just fascinating. And I was away at the time, and I remember watching the videos of you, and I just thought it was...
You were in the States, were you?
I was in the States, but from knowing you, seeing what you're doing, I know this guy's in his element.
Yeah.
This is what he was destined to do.
But it all started, I remember July 2017, I was having a coffee with a friend in Blanchardstown, and my boss at the time rings me from Wales. I was selling lenses, and he rings me and pick up the phone, and he goes, there's a discrepancy on your expenses. €2.50 for a children's dessert on the meal, you know. So I said, I can't be doing this anymore. So I just said, here, listen, what's the notice period here? And he goes, 3 months. I said, yeah, I quit. And I just hung up the phone. I'm like, what have I done? I've just bought a house. My wife's going to kill me. Anyway, so I had been playing in bars for a year before that. Maybe 1 or 2 nights a week. So I was kind of getting back into the swing of things with the guitar. So I had to really knuckle down and find. I knew that there was music in nursing homes, because I was selling medical drugs and pharmaceuticals to nursing homes. So I knew there was a market there for the music. So I just contacted so many nursing homes, and over the 3-month period, I only picked up a few, but over time, it got more and more and picked up more momentum. So that's kind of how it all started. Yeah, quitting the job, lying to the wife, telling her, you know, I got a redundancy, which I didn't. No, I didn't know. I couldn't get a redundancy because I was under 2 years with the company anyway. So you can't get a redundancy if you're under 2 years. You know, they don't give you redundancy. So I had to tell her, well, I got the redundancy before with another company. Okay. Anyway, so a few lies here and there, but yeah.
Here you are here with your guitar.
Yeah.
Did you come far today?
Terenure, Rathfarnham area. Okay, so yeah.
Good. You're a big Terenure man.
Yeah,
super.
Big family, big Terenure family, yeah.
Let's go right back to the very start.
Yeah.
So, Mikey Smyth, growing up in Terenure, what was life like for you?
Silver spoon in my mouth, really, you know, like my father was the local doctor, Terenure and Tala. My great uncles had founded the rugby club in Terenure, you know, my dad was the local doctor. He went to school in Terenure. So yeah, it was great, you know, and we lived right beside the school, so walk to school, walk back. So life was a bit of a fairy tale, yeah.
And before we go into the musical side, you were at the time one of the youngest players to essentially represent Leinster as a senior. You're maybe 18, 19 years of age, is that correct?
Is this post school now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with the group. There was me, there was Gervin Dempsey, there was Dennis Hickey. We were all the same year, so we all started training with Leinster in the summer of '96. So we would have been like under 19, under 20, yeah. So we all went off on a trip to Italy that year, and they all did very well. I didn't.
Why?
I just went a bit AWOL. You know, it was just before rugby was going. I thought tours were all about going away and having a laugh with the lads and going out every night. And I had a few wingmen, which I won't name, At the end of that tour, the management took me aside and said, actually summoned me to the room, and I walked in and they said, you're a disgrace to your family, your club. You'll never wear a blue jersey again. So that was that. I had to go home. And then my dad had played for Leinster, 20 years beforehand. And remember the following week, the team sheets came out and my name was not anywhere to be seen, and guys had leapfrogged me. And he goes, what the hell happened in Italy? So.
Was it just boozing?
Yeah, just messing around, yeah.
Yeah.
Boozing, yeah.
Straight out of school with some established Ireland internationals would have been in that group as well.
Yeah.
Young lad coming in, and you were probably in the front and centre when it came to the social side, yeah?
Yeah, well, I always like a good time, still do, and I remember there was one or two of us going out every night. They also got let go as well, but
okay.
They made a return. I made a brief return the following year, but then I went to South Africa and had a good time over there, and then came back. But then my father died in a car crash the year after, and he was a big part of my rugby, he'd have me up every morning, running with him, training with him. We did everything together. And he died at 49 years of age, and I was only 22. So that's when the wheels came off big time,
Jesus.
But then I got a call. Then I started playing very well again, just after he died. And then I got a call from Connacht to go to Connacht when I was 25. So I went over to Galway, lived there for a season, but never settled, and was still kind of enjoying the pints afterwards.
Yeah.
Then I got a call to go to the States. So I left Connacht, went to New York and played for the Bayonne Bombers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I was there for 9/11.
Okay.
And that's when I started playing in bars properly with the guitar. So
okay,
that's when I started. Yeah, that's when they got the bug for the guitar.
Your dad, he was only 49. You don't realise when you're younger, because I would have heard about your father passing. Now when you're a little bit older, you realise so young.
Yeah, I'm 49 next year, so.
God.
Yeah.
That must have been really difficult for your family to deal with.
Terrible. Yeah, shocking. Like Patrick, the youngest, he was only going into sixth year. My brother was over in the States, so it was a really hard time. Yeah. But you just bounce back. You just get on with it. You have to.
Yeah, it's a test to a family, isn't it? When you go through those.
Yeah, we were a young family. Like my mother was only 46, widowed. And the eldest was 26. Jane was 24. I was going on 23. So anyway,
And is your mum still with us?
She is, yeah. She lives down in Dunleary, yeah.
Good.
She's only 71 or something.
So you started playing music in the States?
Yeah, in the bar. Yeah, because I was brought over as a player coach to Bayonne. They brought me over, and I lived with my brother, so I had no job, just coaching the lads 2 nights a week, playing a match on a Saturday. So I was in a couple of bars in the area around Hoboken and Bayonne in New Jersey. Yeah, but it was at the time of 9/11 as well, so that was mad to be there, see it all happening.
Yeah.
So I started playing in the bars. Then I came back then, and then started looking for a real job, and got a job in the pharma business. And then dabbled with the guitar, but kept on kind of getting into bands and drinking with the band and messing up and then I tried solo and get laughed off stage, booed off stage, not prepared. So I fell in and out of love with music for about 15 years until I had to make the big plunge and say, right, it's now or never now. God. When I gave up the job there after the expenses episode
the
with the
fiasco.
boss, I said, look, I have to make it work. I can't go back and work for anyone else now. I can't have a boss. Having a boss was doing my head in, being answerable to someone.
Yeah.
So it's been 7 years now.
7 years.
7 years full time, with the guitar.
And let's on a typical week, before we look back at when you started your musical journey, now in a typical week, how many gigs might you play in 7 days?
I do 2 every day, morning, afternoon. I probably regular in about 15 nursing homes around South Dublin and North Dublin, and I cycle to them all.
You're looking fit.
It's not well, sort of. If you didn't see me last night, but Yeah, so regular in all these nursing homes, every morning, every afternoon.
Deadly.
I do a lot of work for Dublin City Council, which I got work from on the back of the trailer, you know.
Yeah. I'm so excited
The
to hear
trailer,
about it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so excited to hear that journey. When did you pick up a guitar for the first time, and what was your inspiration?
Well, my father was a musician. He was in a big band in the 60s called the Rising Sons. They were Ternier lads and Mary's lads. So they got together. My father was the bass player. So there was always music in the family. I started playing the piano when I was about maybe 6 or 7, messing around.
Okay.
But then the guitar really, 14, yeah.
And do you remember the first time you learned a song and found you were able to sing along to the song and be able to perform to people?
Yeah, it was probably, the first song was probably Wild Thing, I Think I Love You. All this is A, off A, on off with A.
Okay.
And then D. It was just wild thing. You make my heart sing. You make it everything. Wild thing, I think I love you. But I wanna know for sure. That was probably the first song I ever learned, you know?
But it's not just the learning of the chords in the song. It's when you begin to feel that you're accompanying it with your personality and your voice, which comes
that
out.
takes years, though, you know.
Yeah, but even hearing you do that now, like just picking up and playing, you can see that's they mix well together.
Yeah.
Did you ever play with your dad or your dad's band? Was that a big part of your relationship?
I hate playing with bands now because it's just too much hard work, you know.
Yeah.
Solo, it takes so much courage to stand up on your own and perform in front of a crowd with just you and a microphone and a guitar, no one to fall back on. But you can change direction whenever you want. You can stop a song, start a song. You can just do whatever you want without having to give the heads up to everyone. No rehearsals. You do all your own rehearsing yourself. It's just
much easier.
But it takes like the sick feeling when I started. It was just like, I have to go out and do this sober now. I have to drive there and drive back. I have to do it completely sober. That was daunting, you know. It took 30 gigs to get over that. Now I don't get nervous at all. I just get up and do it. And, yeah.
So when did you start gigging?
September, sober. Started gigging sober without any alcohol was September 2016.
Okay.
And then I quit the job July 2017. But then the car had to go back October 2017, and it was just me on a bike with a guitar trying to get gigs all over Dublin in nursing homes. The lowest point was December 2017, just after giving the car back. My wife wasn't happy, you know, just bought a house. I'm down to, my wages have gone right down, I'm trying to build it up. Cycling in the rain and the dark up to Saggart from my house with sound equipment in the front, a guitar in the back, through the traffic and splashing the water and everything. It was just a low point. I was thinking, what have I done? Like, you know, but I kept persisting. It was just what I had to do, you know.
Wow, that's a
Labour
brilliant
of
story.
love, yeah.
And that gig in Saggart.
Saggart, that would have been like a 10-mile cycle uphill all the way to Saggart in the rain and the cold and yeah.
Did the gig go well at least?
It did, but they don't have me back, because I remember one time, again, trying to juggle everything. I had to collect the kids from school once. Eventually, when I bought a car, I had to bring the kids up to the nursing home while I was playing a gig, and they were young, and I was trying to play, and all these old ones looking at me, and the kids kind of crawling around in front of me and coming up, Daddy, when are we going? I'm just, stop, will you just go over there? So they said, we're not getting that guy back.
Yeah, it's tough. Kids obviously add another element when you're, on a bike with a guitar, and all of a sudden you got responsibilities, pick up kids from school. So I can only imagine the strain that put on your relationship.
Yeah. Oh, it was, massive. Like, I spent a lot of nights sleeping in the car, You know.
Does your missus is a fluent Irish speaker? Is that right?
Yeah. Okay, she loves it. Like she's a fully trained actress from the Gaiety. That's how we met. She's from Tyrone, and she came down and studied in the Gaiety. her dream was to go to London to be in EastEnders, and then she met me.
To be in EastEnders, that was her dream.
Yeah. I wrote a song then. I wrote a song about her going to London. Well, hoping that she wouldn't go to London. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, I'd love to hear
I'll
it.
do it now, will I?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And she stayed.
3 kids later. A lot of rows. A lot of love. Yeah, she's now school principal, Gaelegore, yeah.
Jeez, she's school principal.
She's great girl. South Tyrone. There's a lot of stories about her family and the troubles, you know.
Okay, we can go into that after. So you wrote the song for her?
Yeah.
Mikey Smyth.
It's called Hazel Eyes because she has hazel eyes, right? Looking out my bedroom door, I've seen it all before. The empty faces, they're going places. So where can I turn now? Waking up to see you smile, I lose my breath for a while. I'm waiting on the lucky day when it's all gonna be okay. So where can I turn now? So please don't go. Please don't fly away. Please don't go. And break my day. Gonna take you out for walks, hold your hand for sleeps and talks while we lie in bed. You're the best friend I've ever had. Can I turn to you now? Can I be the one to make you laugh? Can I be the one to make you cry through those hazel eyes? I find a ledge to spy, so please don't go. Please don't fly so far away. Please don't go, don't go. And break my day. You're the best friend I've ever had.
Oh, beautiful.
Haven't played that in a long time.
Oh, it's gorgeous, man. The passion in that was unbelievable. You must be a very passionate lover.
Yeah, no.
Do you remember where you were when you played that for?
I was living in Rathfarnham Village at the time, yeah. And the first line is looking out my bedroom door, but I was looking out the bedroom window, but I didn't have anything to rhyme with window. So I remember looking out my house, my apartment looked right down onto the yellow house, and I saw all these cars. It was late at night, and all these cars driving by, and I was like looking at my bedroom door. I've seen it all before, empty faces going places, So
beautiful lyrics to that.
Yeah.
It's funny now, even when you just play that and the passion coming out. I mean, from being, say, a rugby player that didn't go to maybe where you would have liked to have gone, and then you tried industries and trying different things. Do you realise how impressive it is now to be somebody who's become well known for their music and the joy, as I said to you, you've given to so many people?
Yeah. Well, the main dream was to be a professional rugby player. So I had that for about a year or two, but failed. But the other dream was always to be a professional musician, yeah. So I'm still working on that, but we're getting there.
No, you are getting there, 100%.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
And you mentioned your wife from South Tyrone.
South Tyrone, yeah. Dungannon.
Dungannon, okay.
Yeah, Catholic end. Split down the middle, 50-50. It's bandit country, that is, yeah.
And it was tough for her growing up, you're saying, with the troubles?
awful, yeah. She was born in 79, so right into the troubles, yeah. Baby is 6. We were on the Hector show.
Okay.
So I was doing well. I was building up all these nursing homes, and I was doing great. So by the time 2020 comes around, I'm well established now in about 10 nursing homes. I'm there every morning, every afternoon. I'm getting gigs and doing parties everywhere. So I'm doing quite well. But COVID hits, and bang, phone calls. We have to close down the nursing home. So overnight, all my business dried up. So I had to get onto the bank, and everyone was getting the moratorium, so I could stall the mortgage repayments. So that took a bit of pressure off. So I started doing stuff on Facebook to try and generate a bit of business. So started doing just calling to people's houses and playing at their doors. And Victoria would come out and she would film me, and I'd play a song at just all friends and neighbours, elderly people who couldn't leave their house. I used to call to their doors and just play them 15 minutes, 20 minutes of a song, and their family would come to the driveway, and they'd stand there, and I'd do this, and we were getting lots of hits on Facebook,
Yeah.
I rang a friend of mine who has a company called Applewood Home Care in Terenure, and they do home visits. And I said to him, look, I have an idea. I'll maybe go to one of your nursing, if you want me to go to any of your homes that the elderly people are there, I'll go and play. And he said, well, I have a big one down in Palmerston Road there in Dartry. When the Taoiseach made the announcement that the country had to shut down, so mid-March, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just after St. Patrick's Day, the phone started going, and it was like literally every hour another nursing home ringing. You can't come in, we're closing the doors, you can't come in. So all my income just dried up instantly. And with a mortgage to pay, so rang the banks. Thankfully got the moratorium, like half the country were getting, so I had 6 months of hey, no more mortgage repayments. And like the rest of the country, everybody, and the sun was scorching and we were sitting out the front. So anyway, I started going to ringing all people, ringing friends. Here, how's your mother? I'll go to the front door of their house and I'll sing them songs for 20 minutes. Bring your family along and you can see your parents that way, So Victoria would come along then and she would film me. We'd stick it up on Facebook and we were getting loads of hits. So we started doing this all over the place. I was getting people ringing me, can you come out for this party and do it in the driveway? So I'd just drive out. No charge. It was never any charge.
You did it all for free?
No, I did it all for free, yeah. People tried to pay me. I said, no charge. So this was getting loads of hits. The biggest one then was, I rang a friend of mine. He has a company called Applewood Home Care, and he does home visits for the nursing homes. Sorry, not the nursing homes, in their own home. He sends nurses out. And he said, look, I have a big place down in Palmerston Road in Dartry. It's called Eastwell Ladies Home. Big, massive, stately home down there. So they have maybe a little garden with 10 bedrooms looking out onto the garden. So I was there and I was just singing songs and I was going from window to window and they were all looking out and they were all singing along. And his marketing lady filmed the whole thing and pushed it on Facebook and it got over 100,000 hits, right? So then Victoria's friend works for BBC Liverpool. So she got wind of this on the Facebook, and she said, we want to do a piece on you for the BBC News. So BBC were the first to interview me on TV, and they showed this clip of me singing outside the nursing home windows. And then Sky came on about 2 or 3 days after that and interviewed me. Then RTE came on and interviewed me. And yeah, so it all took off from there, you know. Then on the back of that, then myself and Victoria started doing live Facebook shows, right? So she'd be in the background reading out all the requests, and I'd be there. You know, Tommy, my young lad, he's only about 10, 11, bringing out he was the barman, bringing out the Guinness, and I was singing, and we were doing live Facebook shows with live requests. The first night we did it just, you know, off the hook, you know, just we'll do it for the laugh, and we had about 300 views with people going, you know, because everyone was just sitting at home bored. So the following week then we started doing it. We did it every Friday night with whatever, Mikey and Victoria, whatever. The following Friday we started doing it for charity. We did start with big charities like DSPCA and Alone and all that. So we started doing it for people donating money for requests. So I think we probably made 400 or 500 quid the first night. Then a friend of mine, Cormac Rowell, he has a shop in Donnybrook called Rowell Design. After about maybe 4 or 5 shows, he rang me and says, I have a great idea for your shows, because he was looking in every week. He goes, I'll give you a painting that I get. People give me paintings all the time, and put that behind you and auction that off on top of the people donating for songs. So that's what we did, and it went down a bomb. I think we probably made the painting went for 400 or 500 quid on top of the 400 or 500 for the songs requests, and the ratings were going up to maybe 800 to 900 to 1,000 now every Friday. So this got to the stage where Louis Copeland was sending in suits. Guinness were sending me slabs, because I was drinking Guinness. Guinness were sending slabs of Guinness tops. Jerseys were coming from America. It was going mad. We did it for about 15 weeks over the 2 lockdowns, made about 60 grand for charity.
Ah, man.
So then, during this period, I got a great idea. I need to get a trailer. So I bought a trailer. Remember the time we couldn't move 3 kilometers, we couldn't move 5 kilometers. But I saw a trailer on Buy and Sell, or on adverts, whatever, adverts.ie, over in Artane for 50 quid. It had weeds and trees growing out of the thing, you know. So I drove over. Nobody stopped me. Drove over to Artane, put it on the back of the car, and drove it back. Took it apart, put new wood panels on it, gave it a paint, christened it Neighbourhood Rock, and took it out on the road and started driving around Dublin doing concerts on people's streets, and, you know, all during lockdown.
Clever.
This is all during lockdown, yeah.
So clever.
And I bought a silent generator for it was about 700 or 800 quid. Silent generator, so I could play anywhere. I wasn't reliant on people's electricity. I could play in fields. So I was getting calls. And all the time putting it on Facebook and driving Facebook. So I was my phone was hopping. Can you do this party? Can you do this anniversary? I did weddings. I did all in people's streets, you know. Then, and then I also so on the back of I forgot to mention. After we did the singing at the windows to the people in nursing homes, who did it about a month later and got his own show on the RTE, on the Late Late Show? Daniel O'Donnell. So Daniel O'Donnell stole my idea. He started going to nursing homes and singing at the windows. I had done it about 6 months beforehand, and it was on all the news and all that. And then Daniel O'Donnell. He gets his own show on the Late Late. So we were typing away the Late Late.
But the amount of people's hearts that you would have touched through music, we often talk about the power of music.
Yeah.
People listen to it to either gain inspiration, to help through tough times. But during COVID, when you had families who weren't even able to hold their parents, for you to be able to, I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but for you to be able to do that, I mean, it was like a white knight. I mean,
it was.
You must have had some emotional times during that when you had families expressing how much they appreciated what you were doing.
Yeah, but you get used to that because you're doing it. I'm doing it every day now. You know, every day I do it in nursing homes. Like only 2 or 3 days ago, there was a poor lady she was dying in her bed, and I went in, and just the family were there, and I went in and I sang a couple of songs, and then one of the ladies said, "Can you sing Daisy?" Because she used to sing this to me when I was a baby. So I sang it, and all the daughters are around, and they're all hugging the poor woman who's 99, and all the grandkids are there, and I'm just playing away. But you get so used to it, you become detached, you know, from that emotion, because you kind of got a job to do. You know, you can't be sobbing while you're singing. You know, you have to deliver the message.
And the family would say, by the way, look, here's one of our favourite songs.
Yeah. Jesus. On that, yeah. So yeah, like it was, you know, day. Oh, it's too high for me.
Do you want your capo?
My capo, yeah. So it goes, Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer true. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. Yeah,
so you'd be playing that in the bed as the lady was passing?
Home. Well, no, she died that night, yeah, but, you know, sweet old lady, yeah.
You've given that family through music again, like a memory that they'll have. Jesus.
Tires you, you know, it's mentally draining.
I'm so happy that you're doing that now, that you didn't become a professional rugby player, that you didn't stay in pharmaceutical care, that you're doing what your heart, I can only imagine your old man will be so proud of what you're doing, being a musician.
Yeah. Thank God for that €2.50 dessert receipt. Otherwise, I'd still be a depressed salesman.
God.
Yeah.
Is there any song that you just love playing when you go to one of these gigs? That's your favourite song? Do you have a favourite song that you could bang out for us?
Did you ever hear the Jumbo Breakfast Roll, did you?
Yeah, of course.
This is what a lot of they like in their singing. Dean Martin. I'm praying for rain in California, so the grapes will grow and they can make more wine. And I'm a sit in a honky in Chicago with a broken heart and a woman on my mind. I matched the man behind the bar for the jukebox. They all say the jukebox, and the music takes me back to Tennessee. And they ask, who's the fool in the corner crying? I said, a little old wine drinker me. A little bit of that.
Ah, you love it.
Yeah. They all go, the jukebox.
They get stuck into it. And no doubt from knowing you, you'd be like, okay, ladies and gentlemen. And they'd be like, you get cheesy, I'd say, to get them involved.
Very cheesy, yeah.
But they love
Cheese
that.
grows with every year.
Do you have any hopes and dreams as a musician of something that you'd like to do if all stars aligned?
Yeah. I'd love to represent Ireland in the Eurovision. So I have a few songs that I have in mind. I wrote a song here for an old girlfriend in Dalkey, and I rewrote the lyrics. It was a great melody. I rewrote the lyrics, and I have a Christmas song. You know, the Christmas
Can you
song.
give us a quick bar, because I know your time is precious and you got to go, but can you give us a little tiny bar of the Christmas song?
Snow is falling down, it's Christmas Eve, and all the kids are going to pray. Santa's getting ready in his big warm house. He's packing up his winter sleigh. He's packing up the gifts for me and you, even for the cats and dogs. Father Christmas takes the lead. Rudolph shows the way to the homes on Christmas Day. Tonight it's really hard to close my eyes. I wanna see the sun up in the sky, 'cause then it will be Christmas Day and I can run down to see what Santa's left for me under the Christmas tree.
Deadly.
And I recorded that around the corner with a guy who has a studio just on Patrick's.
Mikey, your story is fascinating, and I, for one, I'm going to look forward to watching where this goes. You know, you give a lot of people comfort and happiness at the moment, and that's great, and you lighten up their day. But the thought of you in the Eurovision is exceptionally exciting for me.
Yeah.
I need to make that.
Yeah.
You need to make that work, and I need to watch that.
Yeah.
I want to thank you so much for coming on,
Yeah.
and you're on your way now to a nursing home to fill them full of laughter and hopefully enjoy
my own
listening.
therapy.
You're going to play us out with a song then.
Yeah, let's do rock and roll, kids.
Thank you so much, and appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me. It was great fun, and great venue you have here. Here we go. I remember 62. I was 16 and so were you, and we lived next door on the avenue. Jerry Lee was big and Elvis too, blue jeans and blue suede shoes, and we never knew what life held in store. We just wanted to rock and roll forevermore. We were the rock and roll kids. Rock and roll was all we did, and listening to those songs on the radio. I was yours and you were mine. That was once upon a time. Now we never seem to rock and roll anymore. I was yours and you were mine. That was once upon a time. Now we never seem to rock and roll. We just never seem to rock and roll anymore. Great stuff. That's a great number.
Fuck, you're an interesting man, Mikey.
Produced by the Meros Future Company.